Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Preston here, and this is another reacting video, and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is another video of me reacting, and shit like that. And this is a video of me reacting to our new wide receiver on the Seattle Seahawks, Cooper Kupp, and shit like that. I mean, he's been on their team for enough time now. He hasn't played a game yet because it hasn't been the new season yet, and shit like that, But obviously, we know how good Cooper Kupp is, and shit like that, And we know what he preserves for any team that he goes on, and shit like that. But I have to make some content, you know what I mean? And because the boy's bored, and shit like that, So it's like, so I got the joint, and shit like that, and then I got the video, and shit like that, and yeah, and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? We gotta get on to my day, and shit like that, you feel me? And I'm opening up my day with the video, and shit like that. Also, about last night's video, I extremely apologize for the bad audio in that video. I mean, I can't really change it because of how long the video is, and shit like that, but I do strongly apologize about that, and shit like that. The reason why is because my case that I have is a waterproof case. Like, I could literally like go underwater with this phone. I mean, it sounds a little too good to be true, right? But I mean, at the same time, like that's what Timu said. You could go snorkeling with this kind of case, and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. And basically, this one little plastic thing was covering the mic, and shit like that, So basically, like, that's the reason why, like, you guys couldn't really like hear too much and shit like that, and why it was very muffly. I'm pretty sure now it's not muffly anymore because I already checked on it last night, and it was only because this one little rubber piece was blocking the audio part, and shit like that. If you guys know what I'm talking about, and shit like that, but yeah, and shit like that, but before I get to this and shit like that, I'm still gonna get into like, about, what I talked about yesterday, and shit like that, because it's just like, your boy, it's like, he's doing good, he's recovering, and shit like that, it's just like, breaking up with somebody that, you love very, very much and shit like that, and that you have very good chemistry with, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not something that's, it's not something that you want to do, you know what I mean? And, it's definitely something to fight through, because I literally been with her for, a lot of time, and she like enough time, to feel like this, you know what I mean? And again, at the same time, and shit like that, if you do see this video, and shit like that, it's like, I seen that you requested to follow me, but I don't know if it's for a good reason or a bad reason, and shit like that. That's why I'm kind of like stalling and shit like that, because I don't really know. Also, if you like, just so you can know and stuff like that, my phone number changed. I don't use my iPhone number anymore, and shit like that, my iPhone number anymore. It switched to my old number of my 253-287, you know what I mean, and shit like that, So if you have messaged my other phone, and shit like that, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, like, I'm just saying, like, like, I wouldn't be answering, and shit like that, you know what I mean? Because it's just like, I'm on a different phone, and I'm on my old number, and shit like that, so that's the thing and shit like that, but overall, and shit like that, what I'm just gonna say and shit like that is that, to the person that I was with, I am sorry, and shit like that. I am very sorry for how things were, and shit like that, like, if things can be changed, it can be, but it's just more of like, at the same time, we all have our own feelings and shit like that. We all have our own feelings, you know, and shit like that, you know what I mean? But I know there could have been definitely times where I could have, you know, de-escalated the situation. We both could have, you know, and shit like that, you know, and that's the thing and shit like that, you know, but I'm just saying, like, I hope that you're watching the video, and I'm just saying, like, you know, and if you do watch the video and shit like that, you know, message me on my old number, my 253-287 number, if you actually wanted to respond to me, you know, and shit like that, you know, like, and say something. But if it ain't anything good at all, do not say something. I'm not in the mood for that, you know, and shit like that. I'm just saying that flat out, you know, and shit like that, you know, and that's the thing. But anyways, on to this video, you know, and shit like that. You know, we got Cooper Kupp highlights, you know, and shit like that, you know, and we all know again of how Cooper Kupp plays, but at the same time, I needed to make some content, you know, and stuff like that. You know, I had to make some content. So yeah, here we go.
75 yards of offense so far for the Rams. Play action, Goff, clean pocket, wide open, handled by Kupp. Cooper Kupp to the 45. 36. Play clock's down to 2. Goff protects the
one thing though, Wyatt's World, bro. If you are watching this video, you know, and shit like that, you know, if you get a notification on this video and you watch this video, bro, you know, and shit like that, stop hating on my Seahawks, bro, you know, and shit like that. It's like, because literally, bro, you know, karma's a bitch, bro, you know, it's like, literally, like, the Buffalo Bills, bro, when was the last time they been to the Super Bowl? Like, literally, like, since like 80 something or 90 something or some shit, and y'all went to the Super Bowl 4 times and haven't won one. So yeah, at least we won one Super Bowl.
Throws it end zone, touchdown, Cooper Kupp. It's half full. Brown remains in there. Goff from the gun. Sets up a deep ball. Cooper Kupp. Simultaneous. And Kupp wins out with Quincy Wilson.
1 total yards to start the day for the Rams on offense. And Goff throws down. Did Kupp make that catch? Wow, what a catch by Cooper Kupp.
Too much of an athlete for him in space.
Now Goff on first down. Underneath it is Kupp, spins out of the tackle, and finally dragged down from behind to the 12-yard line.
At Red Robin, we're making burgers better than ever. And right now, we're serving up an unbeatable deal. Introducing the $9.99
12-yard line.
When I say la 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 la, da 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 da.
Catch made. Cooper Kupp, touchdown Rams. 2nd and 10. Pressure on Goff. Tipped, but caught by Cooper Kupp. Slips a tackle and gets a first down. Working across the 45 of the Rams.
And another accurate pass by Goff. Goff fakes the handoff, going to take a shot. Up the near side, leaping catch. It's Cooper Kupp. Early split on top of your picture. On first.
Cooper Kupp is still young. He's still in his prime, like this. He just needs to not be so injured. You know what I mean? Like, he could still do this. You know what I mean? Like, he could still do this and shit like that. You know, do the same things, you know, and shit like that on the Seahawks. You know, and shit like that, you know. And that's the thing and shit like that. Because, man, oh, man, he's going to be probably our best player on our offense, you know, and shit like that. Overall, I'm going to bet that he's going to be our best player on our offense. Him and JSN, of course, but I'm going to say Cooper is going to be the #1 best on our offense.
10. Goff's pass is caught. Kupp in the open field. Run out of bounds at the Seattle 30, a pickup of 20.
Seattle 30, a pickup of 20. Rush 5. Goff throws and completes it to Cooper Kupp. And he is down close to the 10-yard line for the Rams. 3 wide receivers to the right side. Goff being pressured, throws and completes it. Cooper Kupp again.
But Cooper Kupp though, Cooper Kupp though, man. I'm just saying, bro. Like, if he could play like this on the Seahawks, man, people better watch out for the Seattle Seahawks this year. For my Seattle Seahawks, bro. Like, I'm just saying, bro. You know, and shit like that. You know, because like, literally, bro. You know, and shit like that. Like, they better watch out for my Seattle Seahawks this year. You know, and shit like that. Because it's just like, and if Kenneth Walker gets sucked the fuck up, you know, and shit like that, you know, and not get injured, run the ball properly and score it, and actually, like, do what he actually needs to do, get the ball up the field more easier for our offense, you know, and shit like that, you know what I mean, and shit like that, you know, then it's like, I'm just saying, like, literally, bro, it could be even more better, but it's just more of like, but we still got Damian Martinez and Zach Charbonnet that could still help us out and shit like that, but he really needs to fucking do something and shit like that, you know, or it's just like, man, dude, like, he ain't gonna be on our team for not much longer, bro, and I could give 2 shits, because literally, bro, all you're gonna do is sit on our team and then just be on our team and get injured and not play.
His football team, if we do our job, none of that matters.
Cooper Kupp got away. He's heads to the end zone and he's in. Touchdown Rams.
Cooper Kupp is a guy, when you look at him and you look at his measurables, you're saying he is not the type of player that he actually is.
On third down efficiency in that first half, you love the takeaways, but said they have to show up in the second half.
There's Goff moving to his right. Goff throws. Wide open is Cooper Kupp. He's tackled inside the 25-yard line.
Now it's 1st and 15 for Goff and company. 4 penalties on both sides.
Goff on the toss to Kupp. The curl by Kupp. And Kupp would not go down. It's a first down for Los Angeles.
2nd and 21. Try to rush 4. Goff getting around Hendrickson and throws it.
Did a bug fly by ear, yo? What the fuck? Bro, I wonder if a bug flew in my ear, y'all. What the fuck? Cause I just felt like just like a real I heard a buzz go through, and I felt like an achy feeling. I'm like, really hope a bug didn't fly in my ear, y'all. But I would hear the buzzing in my ear though.
Down. That's Kupp. Kupp with the catch. 2nd and 11. That's Kupp. Oh, he's got Kupp. Kupp with the catch and finally shoved out.
12 sacks, having a Pro Bowl year for the Cardinals on 2nd and 15. Pressure again. Goff throws open. First down catch. 35.5-yard line. It's Cooper Kupp again. On 2nd down, Goff. Good protection. Pass is caught by Kupp. The rookie Cooper.
Yeah, that's the thing though, man. You know, and like, the one thing with Cooper Kupp is that, like, he should have experience of going to the Super Bowl, you know, and shit like that, you know what I mean? Like, he should have a lot of experience of going to the Super Bowl, you know, because, I mean, he been to the Super Bowl, like, I think 2 times he been to the Super Bowl, didn't win one. Well, no, did no actually did. He had one ring. He has one ring with the Rams, so he knows how to win, bro. So he's gonna know how to win for the Seahawks, you know, and shit like that. And that's what we need, you know, and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Kupp is good on 2nd and 10 for 19 yards, covered by McLeod.
They're showing a blitz here, possibly.
Gurley hangs in, throws, pass caught, Cooper Kupp. And a big first down and more. Inside Eagle territory, good move. Looking for a block from Watkins, gets it. Down inside the 15. A big first protection pass is caught by Kupp. The rookie Cooper Kupp is good on 2nd and 10 for 19 yards, covered by McLeod.
They're showing a blitz here, possibly.
Gurley hangs in, throws, pass caught, Cooper Kupp. And a big first down and more. Inside Eagle territory, good move. Looking for a block from Watkins, gets it. Down inside the 15. On 3rd down, Goff, pass caught, Kupp, touchdown.
Over 25 yards, he has been everything for the Rams. Here's Goff under pressure, slinging it out to Kupp. Cooper Kupp makes the grab inside the 5, still going, and Kupp is down. They mark him for the Rams. Here's Goff under pressure, slinging it out to Kupp. Cooper Kupp makes the grab inside the 5, still going, and Kupp is down. They mark him at the 1.
To throw again, airing it out for Cooper Kupp. 1 foot, the other one. Yes, says the official, and this will be looked at a bit more closely. Goff, end zone for Cooper Kupp. He has the catch, but he is in for a touchdown. That's the ruling. If he held on to that and kept his feet in, that was amazing.
Flanking Goff, 3rd and 5. And Goff will throw to the end zone, and it's hauled in by Cooper Kupp. Touchdown. Threw it over Brian Poole, who came back the other way. So the Rams get exactly what they needed.
Good to see from the young quarterback.
Jet motion again. This is Kupp picking up a block. And another first down for the Rams. That was Robert Woods, who was riding the path ahead. Final seconds of the 3rd quarter. Goff with time. Score it. Kupp. Touchdown, Rams.
Touchdown, Rams. Damn. 41 minutes. I don't know about that, if I'm going to get through all of that, man. I just realized that.
For a first down as Cooper Kupp secures it. What a catch by Cooper.
He doesn't lord it over his team. He works with his team. On 3rd down, there's another catch by Cooper Kupp, and he's still going. Cooper Kupp, and getting into Cardinal territory inside the 25-yard line.
Well, apparently 3rd and 8. He's looking at a dime package from the Chargers. Goff steps up, feels the rush, unloads downfield. Fighting, Cooper Kupp breaks away. Touchdown, Rams. Jared Goff extends the play, and then Cooper Kupp does the unloads downfield. Fighting, Cooper Kupp breaks away. Touchdown, Rams. Jared Goff extends the play, and then Cooper Kupp does the rest.
They were able to hold Todd Gurley to just 37 yards in that one.
Play action to him. Goff floats Kupp downfield. What a throw! Cooper Kupp. Goodbye. Touchdown Rams. No flags.
Esse é o seu longo snapper titular, o único cara da função, né? Especialista na função no jogo, não puder voltar. Jared Goff pro Cooper Kupp, que quebra um tackle, conquista a marca do first down em mais 5 jardas.
I don't know how long Zim's going to put up with some of these mistakes by Mackenzie Alexander.
Brooks might have gotten away with a false start there. They didn't throw the flag. Now in the end zone. Come on! Touchdown Rams! What a catch! What a throw! On Cobb! Come on! Touchdown Rams! What a catch! What a throw! On Cobb! Come on! Touchdown Rams!
I don't know how long Zim's going to put up with some of these mistakes by Mackenzie Alexander.
Brooks might have gotten away with a false start there. They didn't throw the flag. Now in the end zone. Cobb! Come on! Touchdown Rams! What a catch! What a throw!
On everything I love, they better not be replaying this dude and shit like that. If he be making touchdowns like that.
He only had 23 offensive plays in the first half.
Goff, well protected. Pass is caught. Who else? Kupp down inside the 40.
Goff, play action com passe longo, acertando o alvo. Cooper Kupp tá livre, vai até a linha de 30 jardas. É isso que faz muito bem o Los Angeles Rams.
26-yard pickup puts the Rams in good position off the play fake. Goff had plenty of time and hits Cooper Kupp inside the 20, out of bounds at the 19, and there's a flag on the play.
Down, so to speak, with Todd Gurley for a big game.
Again, the play fake. Gurley goes this time to Cooper Kupp. He spins away at midfield, and he is brought down just to improve, and one of them is right here in the red zone. Goff off the play fake. Cooper Kupp to the goal line. That's tailback. And they give it on the jet sweep to Cooper Kupp, and Kupp gets dragged down, and we're going to have a horse collar after the play, and the Kupp shaking its tailback. And they give it on the jet sweep to Cooper Kupp, and Kupp gets dragged down, and we're going to have a horse collar after the play, and the Kupp shaken up, and that was Darian Stewart, the strong safety, who brought Kupp down with the...
Lá no bounce gate, né? No escândalo. Vamos ver essa jogada depois.
Recuo do Goff. Faz essa conexão. No alvo. No alvo com ele. Cooper Kupp. They fake it to Gurley. They throw it to Kupp. Down the sideline. Cooper Kupp stays in. Touchdown. And the lead is now 2.
New, but it's off the same look. It's the exact same look to the defense over and over.
2nd and 7. Looks to go deep, and he connects on the sideline again. It is a catch by Kupp.
2nd and 8, play action. Pass is caught, diving catch, and a beauty. That's Cooper Kupp again for 15 yards.
Advantage of that, but not today.
Pass is caught, diving catch, and a beauty. That's Cooper Kupp again for 15 yards.
Advantage of that, but not today.
Over the middle, wide open. Kupp making moves and down to the 30. 27. Goff throws, pass caught, Kupp. Room to run, still
Start
going.
over him? No way!
Cooper Kupp.
It's a Super Bowl.
What a touchdown for the
Let's fucking go.
Rams. Brilliant catch and run.
Pero los 4 que está jugando hoy son suplentes, como tú has venido señalando. Vamos.
Down for the Rams.
So good.
Room to run, still going. Cooper Kupp. What a touchdown for the Rams. Brilliant catch and run.
Pero los 4 que está jugando
cuando hoy son suplentes, como tú has venido señalando.
Vamos a ver.
Nacho va a pasar por la izquierda y la atrapa Kupps. Pasa la 45, la 50, la 45 en territorio de Cleveland. Play clock at 2. Goff fires. That's caught for a touchdown. Cooper Kupps running an out route in the end zone, pulls it in, and that's the first touchdown of the game. 75 yards in 10 plays. Goff. Kupps slips a tackle. Cooper Kupps to the 48 of Tampa Bay. They're blitzing again. Goff is throwing again. Cooper Kupps has a first down. He has a Ram touchdown.
Also, thank you guys for 69 subscribers. One more subscriber. We are at 70 subscribers. Oh my gosh. We're almost there, guys. Just one more subscriber, bro. That one subscriber, bro. Got like literally, bro. Like, comment if you're that one. Like, whoever that last person to subscribe, comment. So I could just cherish you, bro. Like, I am just saying and shit like that. Please. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Let's go.
29 yards.
And the Rams have had opportunities. They've had good field position. Just a couple field goals to show for it. Play action. Goff protected. Pass is caught. Flag is down. There's Kupps. Back-to-back catches by two members of their big three on the outside. First it was Woods, now Kupps. Just a three-man rush. Goff fires it. Pass is caught for the touchdown. Cooper Kupps. And now, in what it is a two-point game, pass is caught by Kupps for the first down. Everett was wide open underneath, and Goff found Kupps further downfield. Crucial third down here for the Rams. He's off to the locker room, 3rd and 8.
But I think that's good, you know, shit like that, you know. I'm just saying, bro, like, Cooper Kupps, I'm excited, bro, for him to be on our team. He's going to work really well with our playbook, you know, and shit like that, you know. And I'm just saying, you know, and shit like that, you know. He better, you know, and shit like that. I mean, I hope, because literally, I'm going to be very sad if not, you know, and shit like that, you know. But thank y'all for watching this video. Again, please, one more subscriber. We're at 70 subscribers. Let's get it. Let's go. In the top goal, let's get to 100 subscribers, y'all. Let's get it. Let's get it, y'all. Let's go. But thank y'all for watching this video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'm Preston. Peace out.